The Weeylite Ninja 20 is a 200-watt studio light priced at $299 that's sure to light up your world. But is it right for you? Details coming up, but first I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so you're kept informed on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. The Weeylite Ninja 20 is well built with an all-metal construction. The only part lacking in quality is the power cord coming out of the power brick, or switching adapter as Weeylite calls it. It won't be an issue if you're not moving around a lot, but if you're constantly on the go moving your gear around, you might want to consider the Weeylite Ninja 400 Mark II instead. All controls are found on the back of the Ninja 20, but it can be easily controlled with an optional remote control or the Weeylite smartphone app, which is how I like to control it. It produces light at 5600 degrees, simulating the sun at high noon. And at full power, the Ninja 20 produces 22,000 LUTs, but if you attach the supplied reflector, Weeylite says it can reach 79,999 LUTs. That's an awful lot of wattage. It's more wattage than I currently have here in my studio. But lighting is very, very important. It's right up there with audio. Don't get it right and people are going to notice. In this studio environment, I have so many different lights. I've got 6 RGB lights behind me that are relatively low powered. I keep them low powered because, well, some days I shoot up to 3 or 4 videos and I don't always have enough time to recharge them. So that means I can't put these front lights on as high, and I've adjusted the camera to an ISO of around 200 to 320 with an f-stop of 2.5. So I've got a ring light here that's rated at 100 watts, and I got the Colbor CL100 here rated at 100 watts, but it's only at 60%. And the reason for that is if I raise them up a little bit more to get the brightness I'm looking for, well then it's going to overpower these guys, and so I need to raise them up, and they don't have enough battery life. It's a careful balancing act. So is 200 watts too bright? Well, no, it really isn't. In fact, in most studio environments, you're going to want a light that can produce between 200 and 300 watts. I'm shooting here in the basement. It's a very dark area. I have complete control over my lighting, and this works for this scenario. But if I'm shooting upstairs in my other studio, where it's very, very bright, or if I'm shooting outside, 100 watts just simply isn't going to cut it. You're going to need at least 200 to 300 watts. At the beginning of this video, when I was shooting the product shots for the Ninja 20, I used another external lighting source, and that was the Ninja 400 Mark II. It's 150 watts, and it produced enough light that I was able to set up the product shots for this video of the Ninja 20, and it worked really, really well. But when I'm shooting outside, I need a little bit more power. Sometimes when I'm shooting in the shade, I don't want to have a lot of harsh shadows on me, so that's where having a light source that's capable of 200 watts really kicks in and does a wonderful job. The Ninja 20 also has a whole bunch of effects. Now, I personally don't use a lot of effects, but if you're a Steven Spielberg wannabe, press the FX button where you can set the light to flash bursts to simulate explosions, a common trope used by Adam Savage. Simulate a camera flash from a traditional camera with those lacking a traditional flash. A blinking light because, well, we all know how important a blinking light is to any production. A welder tool. I'm really curious to know how this one made it to the final list. But most importantly, an SOS signal for when your production is in trouble. And of course, a traditional lightning effect. I've reviewed an awful lot of lights on this channel, and what really matters to me is not only can it produce the light that I'm looking for, but can it do so without making an awful lot of noise? The Ninja 20 does have a fan, and it does make some noise, but it's a low bass sound. It doesn't really get in the way of shooting. It doesn't distract me. The CL100 is about 5 or 6 feet away from me. It has a fan too, and I don't notice it. With the Ninja 20 set up in the same position, I didn't notice the fan at all. And this is what the fan sounds like. And this is what it sounds like in silent mode. That audio was recorded with a Sennheiser MKE400 with a shotgun mic just an inch away from the grill. It's not too bad. It's bassy. It's not high pitched. It doesn't really get in the way. I'm currently sitting about 6 to 7 feet away from where I had the Ninja 20 set up. And I got to tell you, while you could, if you really concentrated, really, really focused, I could hear a very subtle fan sound. And I didn't even have it up that high. I had it around like 30, 25, 20%. And it really wasn't that loud. It didn't bother me in any way whatsoever. And that's the main thing. The fan sound coming from the Ninja 20 isn't distracting. And that's very, very important because when you're focusing on delivering content, you don't want to be distracted by outside noises or outside movement. So the Ninja 20, when it comes to the fan sound, it's quiet, it's bassy. You do have a silent mode, but it is limited to 20% of the actual total output. Some things to consider before making a purchase. of the Weeylite Ninja 20, and one of that being the cord that I talked about earlier. If you're going to be stationary in a studio, not moving around a lot, that thinner gauge cable isn't really going to be that big of a deal. However, if you're going to be very mobile, moving around an awful lot, then you might want to consider getting the Weeylite Ninja 400 Mark II with a much thicker cable that will stand up better under, well, if you're moving around a lot, if you're mobile. The Ninja 20 has all the controls right on the back of the device, and for some, this is seen as a bit of a problem. The Ninja 400 Mark II has a separate controller device that you can bolt right onto the tripod and control it that way, with nice big buttons and a nice big display. However, I don't really see this as a big downside, as you can control all the functions from the smartphone app made by Weeylite. The Weeylite Ninja 20 comes with the device itself, this reflector, a manual, some cardboard packaging, and of course the transformer power supply to connect this right up to the mains. Unlike other lights like the Ninja 400, the Ninja 300, this one doesn't come with a carrying case. If you're going to be in a studio and you're not going to be moving it around a whole lot, not a big deal, but if you're mobile, well, you're going to have to lay out a little bit more money to get yourself a carrying case. If you're looking for a light that delivers a color temperature of 5600 degrees, replicating that light intensity that you get at high noon, well, the Ninja 20 is perfect for you. But if you prefer a more warmer light, a yellow light, or a cooler blue light, or you just want to have the ability to change between those different types of light color temperatures and high noon, well, then the Ninja 20 isn't right for you. And in that case, I recommend considering the Weeylite Ninja 400 Mark II, which gives you a much greater color temperature, and I think it's between 2800 and 6800 degrees. And it also gives you different varying effects, but unlike the Ninja 20, it's 150 watts versus the 200 watts here. So if you are looking for that 5600 degree color temperature and a more intense light and save a few dollars, then I highly recommend the Weeylite Ninja 20. Lighting is important, and I would say it's right up there with audio. I would say both of these combined are actually more important than the type of camera you shoot with. And if you don't have audio and lighting set up properly, people are going to click off your videos within the first 10 seconds of tuning in. I use a combination of different lights from different vendors to test the durability of these lights over the long term. I have a Godox ring light along with a Colbert 100 lighting me up from the front at 5600 degrees. I have 6 Ulanzi LED lights separating myself from the background while adding depth and color. A Godox light is suspended from the ceiling, further separating myself from the background and set to 5600 degrees. And in my main studio, I use the Ninja 400 Mark II. It's a variable chip-on-board light that's intense enough for both food and product photography, and along with the Ninja 20, delivers the light that I need both inside and out. I'm confident that the Ninja 20 fits my lighting strategy, but the most important question is, does it fit your strategy? If you've got any questions about the Weeylite Ninja 20 or any of the other lights I've talked about in this video, or lighting as a strategy, drop your question in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest filming gear, reviews that I'm doing on lights like the Ninja 20, or if you just like to stay up to date on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors, subscribe, but make sure you choose all notifications, because by choosing all notifications, you're going to get notified as soon as I put out a new video. And that way you'll stay up to date on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.